We have one of the first boxes of Awaken Realms' brand new project.
Yeah.
The Story Dice Campaign.
Yeah.
And inside this box, we've got samples of the different categories of dice they're going to be creating.
Y'all, these are
They
crazy.
have dice for their games, like Nemesis. We have one of the elusive Nemesis dice in here.
Correct.
They have critter dice. They have RPG story dice.
Yep.
And then one more category that we actually don't have to show off, which is just classic, high-quality,
amazing dice.
Sparkly, beautiful dice that you can put into your mouth. If you know anything about Awaken Realms, holy cow, do they like to produce
flavored dice.
And these are above and beyond. For the record, I did confirm that this general style of box, by the way, like wooden box with this beautiful plaque here on the front,
Yeah.
this is going to be something they're working on making available as well.
That's
Some
so
version
cool.
of this, which is just epic. I mean,
It
it's
is beautiful.
It's freaking awesome.
Yep.
Okay, West, I'm going to reach in and pull out a dice.
Okay, you reach in, pull out a dice.
I think this is
We'll talk about
I think
it.
this is one of the first times anyone is seeing them in people's hands.
Yeah.
Like anyone seeing them at all.
They're crazy, over the top, beautiful,
Okay.
interesting dice.
I want to start with the classic.
Okay.
The simple, the straightforward, the die that everyone who plays Awaken Realms games
Is gonna want.
is ready for.
Right.
The
Your
Nemesis die. So, what's very interesting about these is that this die specifically is shaped like an intruder. So you have the alien shape, you have the arms reaching around, and it is not a balanced die.
Yes.
That's one of the things they're experimenting with here.
Exactly. They're making them so that they're not going to give you balanced results. This particular die is made to make Nemesis harder in case you wanted that excitement for yourself.
Yeah, the whole concept here is that it is slightly balanced slightly rolls towards the side that creates noise and makes an intruder show up. It is, I think, a really brilliant idea of how to start manipulating and customizing their own games.
Agreed.
Instead of varying some of the complexity of the game itself, instead of adding new little challenge modes or something, let's just tweak the percentage.
Yeah, didn't they do this kind of originally with this War of Mine? They had a special dice for that?
I was going to mention this. They have a special unbalanced die for this War of Mine as well. I want to see a comeback.
Yeah.
I want to see this War of Mine updated dice.
Yeah, when it's that size, that'd
But
be super
think
cool.
about the other areas where they have these opportunities too, like some beefy dice for ISS Vanguard. If you have some creatures that you're fighting against.
Yep.
What other things do we have?
Well, I mean, if you're talking specifically about Awaken Realms, you could also have dice that will, during Tainted Grail, that will be focused on you're not able to get those higher rolls, so that when you're doing the exploring outside, maybe there's a fog dice versus a non-fog dice.
A fog dice and a non-fog dice would be really cool. Where
That
you
would be
actually
really cool.
you're supplementing the difficulty, especially with Kings of Ruin, where you can actually go through and explore. There's so many cool opportunities, and I hope they have other publishers that are open to them adding in and mixing in some dice as well.
But that is why they offer the other dice that are in their campaigns.
So, let's go ahead and talk about the other stuff that people might be interested in. Oh, and let's actually show, I don't know if people have seen this before, intruder dice. Once per turn, before you perform a noise roll, you may draw one action card, but you must use the intruder die during the noise roll instead of the standard noise die. So there's a mechanic here where you're choosing to make this slightly worse for you, but you get a benefit if you decide to use it. The die results 25% for a slash, 16%, 16%, 16%, 16%, and the odds of getting an X, nothing, is 7%.
Yeah. I do like that balance. I think that makes things a little bit more challenging.
And I like that they break it down for you. I like that they show you, they're like, hey, this is the balance that you're going to be getting. Okay. The next one we've got, I think this is one of the coolest ones.
If it's the one I'm thinking about, I agree with you. 100%.
I think this is one of the coolest ones.
Oh, this is the NPC one, right?
So, if you are playing an RPG like me, we have a emotion die. The core concept of the emotion die is that you're interacting with someone, and you potentially, let's say you're running the campaign, and you want to, behind your DM screen, figure out what an NPC is feeling. Well, this gives you that option. But on top of that, you also could incorporate this to challenge your players. Like, for instance, do you want to make it to dice roll? Or counter their dice roll with yours.
Sure.
Let them gamble a little bit. Be like, hey, you can try to do that for the record, but there's no telling how they'll respond. And what that means to your players is that they know you've got this emotion dice behind, and you're going to be supplementing or seeing what they do. So, emotions. Die to determine an NPC emotions. Handy when you need to quickly come up with an NPC reaction or mood on the scene. Mm-hmm. And the faces are just fantastic. But not only that, they're also adding some details for you. They give you reasons why they might do it. So let's see here. I'll roll here. So we have a 1, angry. Angry because they have an explosive temper, or because they don't have time, or because they misunderstood your intentions, or because they're a drunk.
They're drunk, yeah.
Clearly they're drunk. It's just always that. It's always that last one. But no, so you could roll this and then very quickly grab one of these. They're running out of time. Great. Yeah. So instead, you had a really nice peaceful conversation, and then suddenly they seem a little bit more frustrated. Why? Well, maybe they notice the king's guard slowly moving towards the gate, and they're a thief, and they're trying to break into the palace.
Absolutely.
They need to get through that door before, and you're wasting their time.
You're wasting your time, stopping them in their tracks.
There's a lot of ways that you can play with this. There's a lot of ways to incorporate this. Wes, do you have one particular that you want?
I want the koi.
Okay.
Yes.
The koi die.
So the koi die, this is a lucky die. So if you think that you will have the opportunity and you want to roll your luck, you want to push yourself, this is your opportunity. Now this will come out slightly higher results all the time because it is a lucky die, so you shouldn't be able to use it all the time. But in a great DM setting where you're saying, hey, you have one use of this lucky die once per game or something like that, or once per day, this is an awesome opportunity to really push that. And inside of there's a little steel ball, it sounds like, that will kind of push that die. So when you roll it, it doesn't just stay where it's supposed to. It'll move and then it'll go honk and it'll stick in that spot, which is very cool.
It's a little weighted. It's a little weighted D10 with a nice little angle that'll settle on one of their various results here. And the koi die has a higher probability of rolling high dice, a good way of rewarding players for good role play. So this is a way where you hand it to them and you're like, hey.
Yeah. So if you're a DM and you constantly give out inspiration, you need a lucky die.
Koi die.
Because you can then give that out and say, great job, roll that instead next time. That is just super cool and it makes me really excited. I also really love the die itself. I think it's absolutely beautiful and it is one that just needs to be seen more often. I think it's gorgeous.
The dice that they're making are absolutely stunning.
They really are.
Okay, the last two we have are going to be fairly similar to each other. We don't have cards for these.
Right.
So,
because these are just more of that traditional die that you would use in a campaign.
Yeah, I mean, these are going to be fairly evenly weighted. One is a D12 and one is a D8, it looks like. And one of these, I believe, is your encounter die. This is going to set what might be happening in the world that you're in. So 7 here is a secret passage. 5 looks like a hidden tunnel on the side of a mountain. We have a barkeep here, an NPC that you're interacting with. Here we have what looks like a bookshelf or like a dresser drawer with a lot of information on it. Here we have a tangle of vines in the forest. Woods. We have a trap that's suddenly been sprung. We have a magical, ethereal door. So you'll roll this if you want an encounter or you want to see what's happening next. Give this a roll, and then suddenly you have a way to lead the story. This other one is to spawn the city that you're going to. So let's say you're someone like me who maybe isn't always the best at coming up with a brand new place that the people have encountered.
Sure.
Well, if I want to roll this D12, I can roll it as a D12, but also I can roll it, grab it, and take a look, and I'm like, oh, you come to a ethereal city mansion. There's a spire on the outside of what looks like a cathedral with a skull hanging loosely overhead. Like, you get this bit of hard, customized, cut into the stone story. And I'm sure they'll have cards and story, and you can build them out yourself. So you're sitting here and you're like, great, what's number 2 going to be? A small hamlet village. Number 6 is going to be a side fishing village. Yep. Number 1 here is going to be the main keep where their objective is. And you're spawning where they're going as they slowly progress through the city keeps or through the different cathedrals or from story to story.
If you've got a situation where they walk through a magic portal and they're transported to a random location, if they are set back and a warlock has opened something to push them into a demonic area, this is where the area that they're looking to. There's lots of really interesting 5e things or other the other systems that you could push with it as well. Trophy comes to mind for sure. That system is fantastic and it could really utilize, especially these dice with all the people that you encounter. Man, setting those NPC emotions would be awesome.
So, and they're going to have a variety of dice. Like we said, board game dice are one of their categories.
For sure.
RPG dice like this, classics, are a second of their categories. Weighted, strangely, or customizable dice, like this koi or like the anger die, are going to be the other ones. So dice that aren't decided to be just regular dice, they're designed to actually influence gameplay. And then finally, they're going to have a category of just a very beautiful, very glossy, very shiny click-clacks.
Yep, I can tell this is going to be a very expensive campaign for me.
What is your favorite die?
The koi dice, by far.
Yeah, by far?
Guarantee it. Yep, I just think it's the implementation of using that in so many different settings is off the chart.
I love the opportunity for the board game dice.
I think that's also very cool.
This in itself is a little pocket expansion. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I have this War of Mine, and I have that special dice, and I know that makes that game so much more entertaining and so much more interesting and challenging because of the way it's rolled.
Yeah, it's actually a very highly desired die.
It is.
That's the funny thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Let us know.
This is
excited?
I need this bad.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Yeah, you do a whole shiny box and everything?
How can I not? Really, how can I not? I have a huge dice goblin. I'm looking at this stuff going...
I know this is one of the first ways that Awaken Realms is experimenting outside of the board game space to a degree, so get involved in this campaign. I guarantee this is going to be one of those campaigns where if you want your voice heard, get into the comments, let them know what you're looking for, let them know what type of cool dice you want to see incorporated, like we're calling right now.
Yeah.
I wanted this War of Mine.
Yep.
I want an upgraded version of that customizable die.
Yeah, because it's really small. It's not really chunky and cool like that. It's like... Cool. Yeah.
So let them know. I guarantee they're going to be listening. They're going to be paying attention. They're going to be trying to give you what you want because this is the first time they're experimenting with this. So they're going to want to do it right.
RPG dice. More of that stuff like this. These are so cool. I have to say, I'm going to pop in here. I have to say, I originally thought it was just for their games, and I was like, oh, that's cool, but I don't have all the games, or maybe I don't want to use that to go through those things again. Sure. This is the extra side of it that I was not expecting and is really unique and cool.
The thing that I want that I don't see here yet, I want customizable animal NPC or animal sidekick dice. So I want like a owl bear die where you see the owl bear and the shape of the bear corresponds to what he's going to be doing. So the head is the bite. The claws that are curled down are going to be like the front attack.
For his attack.
The back is going to be like a defense, so he curls up.
That's
so when
cool.
you're fighting, he can be used as the miniature.
Yeah.
But when he goes to take his action, you actually grab and roll, and you're like he reaches out with his claws and rakes you across the face. And you see the
really
miniature
cool.
there that's doing it.
That's really cool.
Or he curls down and hunkers, so like the next 3 rounds or the next round, the next 3 attacks against him are going to have +5 defense because he's guarding with his back.
That is really cool.
Wouldn't that be neat?
That is very cool. I really like that idea. Awaken Realms.
Steal it.
Steal it.
Steal it. Do it.
Take it.
Do it, boys.
We want it.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.